Hi, Arem. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Nice to finally see your face.
Yes, finally, after just our conversation in Messenger.
Yeah, it's very nice. Anyway, so you were telling
Yeah.
me now you are from the Philippines. You are on the island of Davao. It's a very
Yes.
southern island in the Philippines. Um, and so you're a motorcycle rider,
Yes.
obviously. So could you tell us a little bit about your motorcycling journey? So first of all, how did you start riding?
Well, I started riding like I think 2 years ago. At first, it was just like my ride to work, then to home, like just vice versa. Then after a while, I got to meet the people with having the same motorcycle as mine. And well, at first, I was riding a different motorcycle, which I don't own.
So
My brother's
what
motorcycle.
what motorcycle do you own now?
Uh, right now, I have the Duke 390, KTM Duke 390.
Okay, and before you were riding your brother's bike,
Yes,
which
it was a smaller, what do you call this, displacement of
okay,
bike, because it was just my service to work, to home, to work, and then I decided to like buy my own. It was at first Duke 200 KTM Duke 200, and then after like I searched on the Facebook, then I found some people with the same bikes as mine, and then we met and we have rides like sometimes thrice a month. Then we meet in Davao City, which is like a 2 to 3 hour ride from my place. So we like we then that was the start of my riding life. So after my Duke 200, I keep on riding and riding the two places with different groups. And so now I have my Duke 390, but I still have my the same group of club. We call it a motorcycle club here in the Philippines. We ha- we have the same bikes. We also have members who has 200 Duke 200 and Duke 390 and Duke 790 like that, and we but not so much right now because of COVID.
yes, of course, that prevents us all from riding at the moment. So basically, like
Yes.
you started riding out of necessity. So basically, to go to work, just to move around.
Yes.
But then it became a
Yes.
pleasure. It became a leisure activity, and you started riding with friends. So
Yes,
who do
indeed.
you who do you ride who do you ride with? And what do you like most about riding? Why did it become a pleasure now and not only a mode of transportation? What do you
Um,
like most about riding?
Oh, at first I was riding with my family because my brothers, they were the ones who really inspired me to ride. And and then there's actually a story why I bought a bike. They just they just it's like they just used me as a reason to buy a new bike. So that's why at first I was riding with them because they have now the reason to go somewhere else because I have my new bike. And then after a while, when I met with, well, because when you ride, you met so many people, and on that you get to get invited to group rides, to some other groups and some other groups until my circle has become big, and I ride with different clubs now, and sometimes I ride with friends, and now most of the time I ride with my co-riders who are women, the lady riders here in our place, that just around Davao region. That's who I ride most of the time now.
And so, what do you like? What do you like about riding with women?
Oh yeah.
Are there a lot of women riders in the field? I mean, I know there are a lot of women who ride small scooters, like to
Yeah,
move
yeah.
around. But are there a lot of women passionate riders who do riding for leisure, for travel? How big is your group?
Actually, there are really lots of lady riders here, but there's just a few women I know who rides big bikes. I have uh, I have a group which only which which is composed of only women with big bikes, which they don't scooters is not, it's not discriminated, but it's just like the what do you call that, the criteria to be in the group. So only just, I think just a few. I only know a few of women who ride big bikes, but there are a lot of women who ride motorcycles. And I like about what I like about riding with women is you you have the same like, you look for the same comfort, and you almost like to go to place the same taste of places you want to go, and then you have no uh it's like you're not restricted. I don't know what word to use, but we women, we have different necessities as men. So when you ride, women really has to look for a comfort room, a toilet for uh, because we can't really just pee on there unlike men. So that's why
Well,
I like it with
sometimes we
women.
can, huh? Sometimes we have
Yes,
no
we
choice.
can
We
when
can.
no, in the name of no choice. Yeah, that's what we call that. So, and in women, like, although it's in here, I've been with a group that I haven't got along well. So that's that. And finally, I found women whom I get along with, and I actually like being with women now. Unlike before, I was with boys, really like boys before. In the group, we were only two women. So now I most like to be with girls now. Maybe.
So do you plan to encourage more women to ride big bikes?
Yes, I do. So I would have many company to ride.
Yes.
Is it? My parents, they would like prefer I ride with women like that. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a
actually,
good point as well.
if
Yeah.
yes,
Sometimes
because
it's more
I think
reassuring. Like
they're the,
the family, they think that
yeah,
if we ride amongst women, we are going to be a little safer. That it's
safer.
yeah.
Yes. That's why and I have a friend. She has a small bike, smaller displacement of bike. Then it was also, she started also like me. She used it for work, to go to work, and then I keep on pushing her to just buy a bike, buy a bike, buy a big bike. So and now we ride now together. And
Good.
she just lives near here, so that's why I keep on pushing her to buy a bike.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. That's the same for me. Like usually I would have women friends that I really like to spend time with, but they don't ride bikes. So I would tell them,
Yeah.
okay, come with me, come on the back of my bike. Then we would go for one ride, two rides. Then they love it. Then they say, okay, I want to ride my own. And then I encourage them to have their own
Yes.
riding license too. And so you have plans to ride all over the Philippines. And the Philippines is quite a big country. There are lots of islands everywhere. And so I was wondering, like, so you'd like to
Yes.
ride all around the country. What challenges do you think you might face in particular if you want to ride all over your country?
I think maybe it's the safety that would be the biggest challenge, because in the Philippines, people, you don't know what's there on the other places, and I am a woman, so I don't feel safe riding alone. I had plans before with my group members, and then yeah, COVID hit, and then we just forgot about it, and I don't think my women friends has plans yet because they just started, and I don't think they feel safe riding very far. So I think the challenge would be that as a woman, Philippines is not very safe for women to ride around. Maybe when I have a lot of company, when I ride with a group, that's it. And then also the challenge would be women have an, other things. For one is the comfort. Not all the time you feel comfortable and the places, especially the boys will just go anywhere. If I ride with them all over the country, everywhere will be okay. They can rest there, they can rest everywhere, and I don't know, maybe that the safety and the comfort.
Yeah, fair enough. So I guess, yeah, you would need to find a group. If you're a group of women together, then it would be
Mm.
safe, right? It's the
Or
fact
maybe
that
it will be
it's
okay if
traveling
it's totally,
alone
yeah.
as a woman
Yes,
that you
if
feel
a
not
big
very safe.
if a big
Okay.
group.
Okay. Okay. Well, so you
Yeah.
need to find women who can
Yes.
sleep everywhere.
Yes, I need to find women who will be up for the challenge of, like, it would take many days, maybe months, to ride the whole country. So that's that. Maybe the real challenge is, where can I find my
Okay.
companion
So we can put a message
to
out
be
there, you
gone
know?
from work for months?
Yeah, we can put a message out there, like to
Yes,
send a
maybe.
message. Please contact Arem if you're interested in riding the Philippines.
To ride.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Philippine loop, we call it here.
And so when you ride with the girls, and usually when you go on a group ride with your friends, how many are you? Are they like small groups, 4 or 5 women? Are you 10 women? Like how big is the group? And what do you do usually? What do you like to do when you go on rides?
I have a group. We are 5 women in the. These are like my permanent group, which I can call almost anytime, but not always. But they're the one I'm almost with. Then I also have a group of riders. I think we're like 30 women. Yes, but we don't. So we it's not. The group was put up during COVID. So we only got to ride one. The one I posted on the page, the Litas Davao. So we only got to ride once, official ride. So that's, yeah.
So the Litas is an international community of women
Yes,
riders.
yes, yes,
Quite
yes.
badass. I really love their pictures and the spirit. And so it was started in the
Yeah,
US,
yeah,
and they have chapters all over. So you started the chapter for the
yeah.
Philippines, right? Did
Yeah.
you start the chapter?
We
Yeah.
are the Mindanao chapter for the Litas. Yeah, we are the Mindanao chapter for the Litas, because the
Okay.
Philippines has like three, divided into three group of islands. The Luzon has Litas also, the Litas Manila. The Visayas don't have Litas yet. Maybe Litas Cebu, but they're just planning pa. And then the Mindanao, we have the Litas Davao.
Okay. And so you started the Litas Davao, but you could only organize one ride together.
I No, actually, I'm just a member as well. I was invited to the group. I'm not the founder of the group. Yeah. So I'm just a member. And yes, we only got to ride once
Okay. And do you know why
for
the
now.
fund? Yeah, just for now. And do you know why the founder of Litas Davao, why she decided to start the chapter? Do you know why?
Because she also was having hard time. Wait, someone is calling me. Wait. Sorry.
No
My
problem.
brother was calling me. Sorry. Yeah, because she was also looking for lady riders. She had a hard time looking for, because she's riding BMW 750, I think that was, and her husband is maybe feels more comfortable to that she has lady riders to ride with than with others.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So usually do you do any special activities when you go on ride? Like I know that for example in Malaysia, it's always like we always have like a makan place, like a place to eat. That's usually one of the key highlight of the ride.
Yes, just
Um,
same here.
Same here. Okay. Do you do any
Yeah.
particular other activities? Like, do you do long day rides, or is it like more like short rides, or do you do weekends sometimes together?
Sometimes we really the first one they're gonna ask if we plan to go to a place to ride to a certain place. They would ask what food is there. So that's one. And sometimes we go to the beach, any sometimes to the mountains. There are a lot of tourist attractions here, so there are a lot of options for us to go. And sometimes we plan on like going on a mini loop ride. It's like we have also we also have here endurance rides. That's what we have here in Mindanao also. It's like a challenge. And then in our group in the Litas, we we just had our first ride, and we planned our second ride, and then the second place they wanted to go to a ride is a cafe somewhere far far from here. So the Litas likes to eat. That's for one. And my other group, we just want sometimes we just want to ride just to ride. It's the feeling of like during the ride when you drive the motorcycle. It's for me, that's what I like. That's what I like the most when riding. I'm not really very particular with the place. It's just I just want to ride sometimes. That's just
Fair
what
enough.
I want.
And what are the like from what you where you went in the Philippines? Like, do you have any favorite part or favorite ride, favorite roads that you love to go to on your bike?
uh, I For me, I really like the twisties, and we have it here near from Davao. You will pass the road where there are a lot of twisties, and for me, I enjoy it so much. Not really into the straight roads because my bike can only reach uh, just it's not very fast because my bike is only at 390. So I like more the twisties. That's what I like on going on to rides.
Yeah, fair enough, that makes sense. And so, if you had the opportunity to travel outside the Philippines, and yeah, to travel with other women who like adventures and so on, we talked about it before.
Yeah.
What would be the country that you would like to ride first to go to ride your bike?
I really well I haven't really it's a dream, but it's not really very practical for me to ride outside of the country because of budget restrictions and you know. uh, but if I'd have a chance, maybe I would like to go to Thailand or somewhere in maybe in Europe because I haven't been to that place. But it would be nice to go there.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, I mean, in terms of budget, that would probably be more affordable to ride in Thailand, definitely, because it's a little bit
Yes,
closer and it's cheaper to rent bikes.
to the Philippines.
But you said last time we talked, you said at the beginning having a motorcycle seemed like a dream, and you need to save money to buy it. And you see like as a dream, but time by time, if you make it an objective, then you actually get it, right? You save money, you bought your bike. So,
Maybe.
maybe if you make it
We
an
never
objective,
know.
exactly, you make it an objective that I want to save some money over the year, have my little savings for my
Yes.
motorbike trip in Thailand, and I'm sure you
Overseas.
will make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
happen. I'm sure
Yes.
you will make it happen.
Hopefully, I will pay for it because having a motorcycle it was just a dream before, but now I'm riding it. Maybe I'll dream harder. I'll pray harder to get to ride overseas. We
Yes,
never know.
exactly. And yeah, and I'm telling you that I think you will make it happen, because I find in the Philippines, uh, women are very strong. And actually, I experienced Philippines more, not so much motorcycling, but for my work, because I used to go every month to the Philippines. And I was always surprised by the strength of women who are managing the family, the work, like in comparison to Southeast Asia countries. Philippines is a country where I feel women have a quite equal position in the society, even stronger position in the society as than men, And I remember I was working in the telecom sector, so very masculine environments, and I was always surprised at the top. You would always at top floors, you would always hear the high heels of the women
Oh,
executives. Now lots of women
oh,
executives, and I feel the women are very strong there. So I was wondering, in the motorcycle industry, is that the same like in motorcycling, in motorsports? Do you also have uh, quite a strong female representation, or not so much?
yes. Because here, almost men, if men sees women here riding, it's like they really like wow. They really become so amazed. So women, men they don't. I mean, women. Some women excels better than men in riding motorcycles. So they don't see women or lady riders as small riders here. They because a lot of women riders I know, they're not like they're not the slowest in their group. They're some of them, mostly some of them are really faster than other men. They're really women are can't be can't be seen as a little, maybe can't be underestimated in the motorcycle community here. So if they will really be amazed if they see women, especially a group of women riding together, like and especially riding big bikes, they would be really really amazed. So women here in the riding community is it doesn't isn't underestimated. Maybe I could say.
So the welcoming, at least, I mean, the it's I mean, from what I understand, it's quite nice to be a woman rider. Like, if you in the
Yes.
Philippines, you are not, because in some countries you could be looked upon, or people don't like that, or
Mm.
like. But in the Philippines, at least, it's quite well appreciated. They like to
Yes,
see women
yes.
riders and on bikes.
Yes, and you be treated just like how they treat like other boys. Sometimes they bully. They forget that we're women and they bully us like we're just the same like them, or like they treat us like we're also boys. So you can't really say. So that's why you feel belong. You feel you belong in the group
Yeah.
even when you're a woman. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. So you see, that's one, I think, one of the rare country in Southeast Asia when you feel this way. Like, I feel this way, for
Mm.
example, in my country, in France. It doesn't matter whether I ride with men or women. And here in Malaysia, I like to ride with men too. They're super cool. But I don't know, it's a little bit different. There's always like the men a little bit together, the women a little bit together. And I just felt it was easier. I felt more part of the community with women riders than with mixed group, for example, in Malaysia. But
Oh,
I feel in the Philippines is a little bit different. Like the
yeah.
man-woman relationship is a little bit more fluid,
Yes,
open,
yes.
and
They
yeah, it's
don't
more
they don't
yeah.
look at us as just women. They don't look at they treat us just as their equal.
Yeah, yeah, I see. I felt that. And so what kind of people do you like to ride most with in terms of, so not speaking about where men or women, but in terms of mindset?
Well, I like to ride with the people who are like happy-go-lucky. You know, you go to one place and then you decide to like, oh, it's nice to go to somewhere. So you just uh, instead of the plan being like go to this place then go home. No, if you go to that place and then someone suggests that wow it's nice to go, it's nice to go there, it's just near here, so okay, let's go. I like people like that who are who are who are who are just very go, who always, I don't know, just go for it. People with that kind of attitude, who are who likes to enjoy riding, because that's what you go, that's why you ride, because you want to enjoy, not to stress yourself with, oh, what time is it, we have to go home. I want people with who wants to just go for it.
Yeah, fair enough. Enjoying the journey on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you said you'd love to travel maybe to Thailand. Do you have any other motorcycle dream, specific motorcycle dream?
Oh, what a kind of motorcycle I would like to have.
Maybe.
Here, I mean, the road here is very different from your country for sure. I would like, if I can afford it in the future, I would like to have the Yamaha R6 because I think it would look badass
The Yamaha
at the moment.
R6.
Yes. And it's gonna be nice to ride in the twisties here in our place.
Yes, fair enough. I mean, when I'm every time I ask this question, I'm like, if I was being asked these questions, I'm not sure I could answer because I have so many, you know.
Yes,
I want
yes.
to have so many different bikes because every
It's
bike has a different use, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So, what would you tell women who are interested to ride the small bikes, but they do not dare, you know, having a bigger one? What would you tell them, or what would you advise them?
Just the- just give it a try. You know, if you fall, then you fall. You try again, and then if you fall again, you try again until you will decide that it's not for me, or if it's for you, then you just give it a try, because you will really never know if you're not gonna try. Because I, for one, never thought I was gonna end up riding a motorcycle and I would enjoy it. So I just gave it a try, and then now I'm enjoying it. I can go to different places, and it's really different. You might think it's dangerous, but danger is everywhere. So might as well enjoy being being you know. So you just gotta have to try, and you find people who you can trust to ride with, who will help you, because at first you'll find it very difficult, and you just have to have a good friends around to help.
Yeah, that's the thing with the bikers, the motorcycle community. I feel, and I mean, I know for a fact that it's a very supportive community, men or women overall.
Yes.
They are, it's a very tight knit community. So usually
Mm.
when there are newcomers, we really welcome them open arms, and I think that's very important. And so last questions. Relating to motorcycle and the impact of motorcycling in your life. um, if you could choose 3 words that would describe the impact of motorcycle on your life, in your life, what would those 3 words be?
It's empowering, um, and it's eye opening and discipline.
Discipline.
Yes.
That's interesting. Why?
Because you have to discipline yourself into like not to go far from what far from your limit. So you have to, I don't know if that's right.
Well,
But
that makes sense. That makes sense. When you say it now,
yeah,
I understand
yeah.
what you mean. Like riding
You just
within your limits, not doing
you just
stupid
have to be.
things.
Yes, yes. So you discipline yourself, and you also on the road you keep on you be mm, you respect other riders and other vehicles on the road. So maybe that.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Okay.
And eye opening. Why eye opening?
Well, eye opening because before I had only very few people around me. I only know very few people, and when I joined the motorcycle community, it's like an eye opener for seeing a lot of different people that you did not expect that there were kinds of people like them. And then you see you also see like a lot of new friends with different who are very different from you. And then you realize that it was before joining the community. It's like after joining the community you will realize that there are so much you didn't know yet before. Maybe that's why it's an eye opening for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's opening the eyes, it's opening the mind, it's opening the heart. Definitely. And I agree. Sometimes you meet people who are motorcycle riders and you become friends with them. But if you were not riding motorcycles, you would never meet them. You are in very different,
Yes, yes, yes.
social environments and, or very
Oh,
different
yes.
cultures or language or whatever. And you get together because of that common passion. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah, yeah.
And empowering, what does it mean, empowering for you?
Empowering because I don't know. I'm a woman and I can ride a motorcycle, and not every woman can do that. So I feel very, and you see like you see like it's a man's world, really, the motorcycle. So I feel very empowered that I can do it as well.
That makes sense. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Arem. It was
Thank
lovely
you so much,
discussing with
Alisa. Yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you very much for inviting me.
My pleasure. So I hope we can ride soon again. So if you can come in
Hopefully,
this part of the world, or if I can come to the
hopefully.
Philippines, maybe one day you can take
Yeah,
a few of us on a tour in the Philippines. You
sure,
can do the whole tour, recognize all the cool places. You mark them
sure.
down where we can go, and then I can bring some ladies to explore with you.
There are very a lot of places here. I'm sure you're hard to find where you want to go first.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Arem.
Thank
Have
you
a
very
great day ahead.
much. You
Speak
too. Keep
soon. Bye.
safe.